Welcome to HomeFront SitRep. I hope you're in for a great show today, because I'm just a veteran talking about what's on my mind and maybe yours.
You can find HomeFront SitRep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. You can also check out HomeFront SitRep's YouTube channel.
Buckle up, the show is starting.
Serve just great sacrifice and a whole lot of nerve. From small town shops to a helping hand, we're lifting each other, yeah, that's the plan. No red tape, no filter, no disguise. Just truth in the fire behind our eyes. This is HomeFront SitRep. Hear the call, where the real ones rise and the fallen stand tall. Every voice matters, every story's legit. We're family here. This is HomeFront SitRep. From the shadows to the spotlight we step. Yeah, this is HomeFront SitRep. From the scars we carry to the lives we reveal. From the weight of silence to the strength of will. Non-profits grinding, boots on the street. No headlines chasing, just mission complete. Veteran alone, still chasing the dream. From a mic to a message, we're building a team. Creators and fighters, yeah, we all belong. Turn the pain into purpose, turn the hurt into song. No politics, no games, no divide. Just warriors standing side by side. This is HomeFront SitRep. Hear the call, where the real ones rise and the fallen stand tall. Every voice matters, every story's legit. We're family here. This is HomeFront SitRep. From the shadows to the spotlight we step. Yeah, this is HomeFront SitRep. We don't forget, we don't walk away. We carry each other through every day. From combat boots to a boss to a seat, still standing tall, still hard to defeat. Real stories, real impact, real people. This ain't just a podcast. This is a movement. This is HomeFront SitRep. Loud and clear for the ones still fighting year after year. Every voice matters, every story's legit. We're family here. This is HomeFront SitRep. Yeah, we rise, we grind, no regrets. Welcome to HomeFront SitRep.
Welcome, everybody, to Monday edition of HomeFront SitRep. How is everybody doing? Gunny, welcome back, sir. How are you?
Yeah, man. Welcome back to you as well. I mean, I know you were on vacation too, but I'd like to say I'm rested, but I'm not. We got back from Europe and I took off to Wisconsin for work and just got back yesterday. So, but no, man, dude, I don't know where to begin, honestly, that trip.
Is that like, so for me, that would be like a trip of a lifetime to get to go to the places that you went and do the things that you did.
Oh, man, it was, Troy had things arranged ahead of time that I had no clue about. He told me to bring some flags with me. And I'm like, what the heck for, right? And we talked about that on the last show that I was on. And then I get over there and I realize what the heck for. I
Right.
should have sent photos or videos ahead of time, but we got into Amsterdam. It's, I don't know, 7 o'clock in the morning, I guess, and then went to a little town north of where Troy lives, and had lunch and walked around, and they had like a market thing set up down on the canal, and fresh seafood and fresh everything, right? It's just unbelievable. My dumb butt passed up the stroopwafel like 10 times, and then the last night I'm like, man, I should have got one of those fresh stroopwafels.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, we left there early the next morning, and we took off to towards Belize, so Belize, France, where Bella Wood is. But on the way, we stopped at the Muse Argonne American Cemetery. I don't remember how many people are buried there. I think it's like 6,000. It's crazy. It's a lot. It's
It's
a
a
lot.
lot, yeah.
Don't quote that number. I can go look in the book over there, but it's a lot. And and we were the only ones there, like myself and the wife and Troy and his wife. We were the only 4 people in the cemetery,
Mm.
and we at you can sign a book, and we were the only ones. Like, it'd been 2 days, I think, since somebody had signed the book. As we were leaving, a tour bus came in. But when you're over in Europe, walking in those cemeteries, I mean, we visited 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know, 6, 7 American cemeteries over there, both World War One and World War Two. Yeah, I'll be glad when that shit goes away. But when you're walking those cemeteries, you understand that those guys and gals that are buried there were killed not too far from there.
Yeah.
Even in the cemetery near Bella Wood, some of those guys are buried or were killed an hour plus away, but were relocated back to that cemetery. And you realize that you're truly walking amongst heroes,
Yeah.
that never got to live. I mean, I think probably the average age was like 19 or 20 of the guys that are buried within all the cemeteries. And then it was up to the family to bring them home or not. And they chose to keep them over there. And there's a lot of those cemeteries that people don't visit anymore because it's so far removed, or they're out in the middle of nowhere. Like, dude, Bella Wood is like 263 acres of wood. That's it, surrounded by field.
That's crazy.
And you're in the wood line where the Germans made their stronghold, and you're looking across these fields, and it's hundreds of yards to the next tree line, and realizing that the Marines and the Army had to advance through those fields to get Bella Wood and take the wood. And it's like, dude, what?
So were you able to walk through like Bella Wood, like where some of the battles?
Yeah,
No?
there's still fighting holes that aren't fully filled in throughout Bella Wood. I mean, there's a walking trail that goes almost all the way around Bella Wood. There's some cannons and some anti-aircraft stuff in the woods still that they've pulled out and they have on display. They've got a nice memorial monument at the center of Bella Wood. But that's all open to the public. Like, it doesn't shut down. It's open 24/7. It's used as a main access road to connect one village to another. It's
Holy
like a
cow.
shortcut. Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of cars that passed through there while we were there, but there was no gate to cut off each end of Bella Wood. Now there's a fence and a gate for the cemetery that they keep locked. But as far as the wood part, it's all open all the time. Matter of fact, I got a little bit of dirt.
Nice. Nice.
I may or may not have pulled it from one of the fighting holes, and I may not looked at April and said, some of your family members' DNA might be in this.
Oh boy. I bet you that went over like a fart in church.
I mean, she got a laugh out of it, but whatever. But yeah, and then from this, so you got Bellawood, and it's elevated. So all of Bellawood, it's just a big plateau, and everything around it, all the fields around it are just below like 100 feet, 150 feet. So the Germans definitely had a huge advantage going into that battle, and the Marines and the Army took it.
Yeah, that is definitely a bucket list item for me, is to go see Bellawood, go to Devil Dog Fountain, go to Normandy.
It's probably a mile, maybe. Devil Dog Fountain probably a mile from.
How cold was the water? How cold was the water?
I don't know how cold it is, but it's clear.
I see that. That's awesome. Any trouble getting that back?
I put it in my check bag.
Nice.
No, it was cold. And then this stayed cold for probably 2 days, even with the heat. And I just put it back in a box. But yeah, it's cold. I mean, it's coming from a natural spring. They pump it up, and then it comes out the dog's mouth there, and you take the drink. But you just go into the museum when the museum's open, say, "Can I get the keys to Devil Dog Fountain?" And they hand you the key, and just across the street you go and just open it. I mean, we went 2 days, and both days that we were there, we were the only ones. Now, the second day, somebody had just returned the key when we went, but I mean, other than that, it was just us in there.
So how cool was it to raise the flag at Bellawood like that?
So yeah, so I was gonna get back to that. So we did that the first day in Baloo. And I don't even think we went to the Airbnb yet. I think we might have gone directly to Bellawood, or we went to the cemetery, introduced ourselves, then went to Bellawood. And Troy's like, "Hey, you got that Marine Corps flag?" And pull it out, and just raising it up in the middle of Bellawood. I mean, because that's like I said, that's the center. You got the memorial monument, and then right behind it's the flagpole. And matter of fact, it's right.
Nice.
So yeah, and we did that, and then the next day, we went back, and it was just one lady working at the cemetery, and she's like, "You want to help me bring down the flag?" I was like, "Oh, absolutely." And she goes, "Well, do you want to lower it?" So I lowered both flags, and what's really cool is every single cemetery, American cemetery over there, before the gates close, so they give people time to leave. Usually 4:30, they play taps, and then like I lowered the flag during taps, the first flag. When we went to Normandy, they wait until taps is over, then they lower their flags. But yeah, dude, it was I got to do that, and then her and I folded the flags, triangle fold, and went over did the other one, and then Troy's like, "Make sure you bring your flag." So I was able to raise a flag. I gotta make sure I find the right one. I was able to raise a flag and fly it at the cemetery, and then they, you can't see it behind it, but right there behind it is the certificate from the cemetery.
That's awesome.
That they sent it via electronic, and I printed it off here at home. But dude, just to knowing how many Marines were there, and what happened there, and the history of the Marine Corps in that location or in that area, and to be able to do that, the emotions were going, like raising the Marine Corps raising the Marine Corps flag in Bellawood, raising the American flag in the cemetery, and letting it fly there, and then and getting to bring them both home, and they're both here in the office, and then she let me do a rub. So they use sand from Utah Beach.
Right.
They send it down to the other cemeteries. Like Omaha and Utah Beach send sand down to these other cemeteries to do these rubs. And in the museum, it was like €2 per person to tour. It's very, very small, but they have a lot of really cool stuff in there. Some cool information, like battle specific uniforms and stuff like that. In the very last room, they were talking about the musicians and the buglers and the drummers and stuff like that. And right there in front of me was this photo of this young soldier who was a bugler and from Dexter, Maine, where my brother lives. So it had his marker and everything where it was. And she's like, is there anyone you want specific? And I went through and looked at the book to see if there was any Marines from Maine that were buried there. All Army. I'm like, but no, or they're missing. There's a lot of missing. There's also a lot of unknowns in every single cemetery. And then some of them have been found. It's cool, like in every chapel or on the walls, they have the names of all the missing. And you'll see sometimes a little black rosette beside a name. That means that person has been identified. And sometimes sometimes the family wants to keep them there, and sometimes the family have sent them home or want them to come home. But every cemetery has that and does that. But yeah, dude, it was just being there, just in that area. And then when you realize how small Bellawood is and the fighting that took place there, it's unbelievable. But yeah, I think we stayed down there for 2 days, 3 days, I think. Went to another place called Chateau Teddy, and they have a really nice monument for the U.S. And then it's got a museum underneath, and that is just really, really cool too. It's something to see and to walk through. And like, I don't think Troy he'd been to Chateau Teddy, but he didn't go in the museum. And it's like I said, it's underneath the monument. But every single cemetery, every single monument has like the battlefield, plan of attack or what happened, and U.S., the U.S., the Brits, the Canadians, the French, the Germans. It shows with big arrows and different colored arrows. And I mean, I posted a lot on my Facebook, every night that before I went to bed. But it was something else. And then we took off and went to Normandy, and we went to Utah Beach first. Our Airbnb up there was about 3 hours away, so we went to Utah Beach first. I didn't go to the museum there. My main purpose to go was to get some
sand and water.
Yeah. And the difference in, I mean, you probably can't see here, but the difference in color between and the texture.
Oh, I do. You can definitely see it.
Yeah, Utah and Omaha Beach. I mean, you can.
Oh yeah.
But we went to Utah Beach, and then there's a couple memorials over there that we went and visited, and then we went to Point de Hoc and walked around Point de Hoc, and that's where the Rangers really got their name from, and or made their name was at Point de Hoc, and like I think there was 5 ships full of Rangers that were supposed to take Point de Hoc, and only 2 made it.
Mm.
3 of them capsized. No one talks about really how rough it was on D-Day and what a hard time, they had. But what I didn't know and learned is there were like somewhere between 3 and 700 Marines
Mm.
in the Normandy region. And Omaha and Utah Beach are not side by side.
No,
It's
they're not.
Yeah, they're spread out. Point de Hawk's, closer to the middle of them. But like if Point de Hawk's here, Utah Beach is over here, and then Omaha's way up. But you don't. I mean, I didn't know that. When you look at it on a map, like the overhead, it looks like they're close, but
They're not. Yeah.
they're not even a little bit. Um, we walked around there, but yeah. So after the boats capsized, the captain from the Rangers is like, "Hey, I need reinforcements over here," and they sent us a bunch of Marines. And he's like, "Nope, stand a boat. We don't want you."
Yeah, I remember hearing that story.
It's like, "Oh, all right. Don't want to get shown up. Gotcha. Understood. Understood." That would have been a lot different. But yeah, and then we went up to the Airbnb, hung out there, and then made the trek back to Omaha Beach and the Normandy American Cemetery, and just walked there. And I mean, some of the cannon bunkers are still there. I mean, the cannons are out of them, but the bunkers are still there. Some of
Yeah.
the living quarter bunkers are still there. I mean, Point de Hawk is the same way that you can walk into, and you're like, what the heck? And you're looking out these little windows down at the beach, and or you're down on the beach looking up, and both days that we went down, the tide was out, which wasn't the case when they landed.
Right.
But it's pretty flat close to the shore.
Mm.
Like the water's not deep at all. So some of the landing vessels had a hard time, and of course now they're trudging water and being slowed down by the water, and then Troy had it set up too that I was able to fly a flag at Normandy. So both flags came down at Normandy at the same time, and then she's like, "You want to raise yours?" So I raised mine. They let it fly for a solid minute, and then I brought it down, and then I got a nice
Up there, yeah.
well, and it sits here at the house along with the other two. And then, well, man, we did a day of fishing. I mean, I'm not going to say fishing was the capstone of everything that we did, but to go in the Normandy region, and the Normandy region's huge, and we were just around the bend
Yeah.
from, I think Gold. But Gold and Juneau, and there was another one, and then Omaha. But we were just fishing just around the bend, and we caught a bunch of fish. We got back to Troy's the last night before I had to leave, and we did a fish fry / some ceviche / some other concoction that the boat captain told us to do, which was good. But yeah, dude, it's just. And then I got to we went to Germany for 2 days, and that's what April wanted to do. She wanted to go and visit where her family came from. So we went to Germany, and Troy's wife got a wild hair to climb the friggin' Cologne Cathedral.
Mm. That don't even sound fun.
Dude, I'm too old and fat for it, first and foremost. But it's a spiral staircase the entire time.
Nope.
So like 533 steps the entire time. And then back down 533 steps. And the steps coming down from the main, so you take one set of stairs up to like the base of the tower.
Yeah.
The main tower. And then in the center there, you take a nice metal staircase up. But then when you come down, you go through another room, and the stairs are tighter and smaller. And I
Nope.
swear, one step, and you're just all the way back down to the
Yep.
base portion, and where that metal staircase is.
They
But
need
then
to
you
rope and pulley to get me up there.
Hey, there was a lady up there in the bell tower. There was a lady up in the tower where we were. I'm like, she climbed this thing every day? Ain't no freaking way. They gotta
Mm.
have an elevator somewhere in that place.
Oh, you know they do. They gotta.
Yeah. But then we went into the cathedral and just wow, unbelievable. The size of it and the history and then April and I placed the lock on the bridge over the Rhine River. Had a little fun. There's a place in Cincinnati here, a region called Over the Rhine. So I did a video for all of our Cincinnati friends, and I'm like, we are literally over the Rhine. You
Yeah,
know,
I seen that video. I seen that video. So we got a question over on TikTok World from Mama Chicken. She said, "Did you all use travel agents?"
did not.
And she said, "If not, my mom is excellent." Uh, I
Nope.
we started booking through Valor Vacations with Kevin and Sandy.
Yeah.
But their price when we were trying to go through them, their price was a little bit more expensive than going through Carnival itself.
And
So
most of them are.
yeah, so the wife decided just to go with Carnival, book it through Carnival itself.
Yeah.
Now we have used agents in the past. We had a really good guy, Carlos. He was a Carnival agent, and we used him for our previous 6 or 7, 8 cruises before. But this cruise, we kinda since it was a smaller group and we didn't get that big group rate like we would normally would with, like, 20 or 30 people, it was just cheaper to go through the Carnival website itself, so we didn't use one.
No, I didn't. All I had to do was worry about my flight over, flight back. And I got a great deal with United. Um, and then was able to upgrade our seats over and back because of my status, because I fly so much. But no, my buddy Troy had already scouted out everything prior to us coming over here and over there, and he's got a vehicle and he just drove us everywhere we wanted to go. So if we would have gone the travel agent route, it would have cost us probably 5 times more than what it did
So I need to reach out
to do
to
everything that we did.
heck yeah, I need to reach out to Troy and see, um, dates for next year.
Don't go when it's freaking hot.
Yeah, I kinda wanna go when it's cooler. Um,
I will tell you, it was miserable.
yeah.
I mean, 90s, mid to high 90s during the day, 80s at night.
Mm.
They don't believe in AC.
Yeah, oh, no, they don't over
You
there.
might
Yeah.
get a fan at an Airbnb, maybe,
Well,
if you're
so
lucky.
on the boat that we were on, the Liberty, I will tell you it had AC, but I hate the way the Carnival Cruise Line does where you have to put your card in there, and
Yeah.
then you have to make sure it's set to low. There, that damn thing is tracking again, I don't know. But so I use my AutoZone, card that I have,
So they
and
haven't upgraded yet to where it's registering your actual room key yet.
no, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can still use any card in there as long as you keep something in there. But here's the thing, even though I had the card in there 24/7 while we were on the boat,
It's not detecting the heat in there because it has the sensor.
yeah, so it stayed hot. So
Yeah.
I had to request, one, I have a CPAP, so I had to request to get an extension cord so I could use my machine. 2, I requested a fan. One of the boats that I was on, I requested a fan and got one of those big air dryers that they use for, like,
Oh,
carpet when it gets wet. Dude, that kept that room so cool. So I was, like, hoping to get that, but I got one of those little turbo fans. It's probably about this tall,
yeah.
and bro, I had it faced right on top of me, and I still couldn't feel the cold air off of the fan. I was so mad. Uh,
We pack foldable travel fans. They're probably 6x6 maybe, and they're rechargeable. So that's what we pack when we go.
Yeah, it was. You know what? I will tell you, my wife stays. My wife stays cold normally, and she was hot on this cruise, and
Oh,
is
April the same.
and
She's
and I'm
always
like,
cold, and
and
she's
I'm
like,
like,
no,
I'm like,
I can't.
bro, I don't know. And then the other couple that went with us, he said he took off the thing that where the air comes out. He said he took it off and removed the styrofoam that they had in there,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
he said it lets more air in. I was like, "Well,
yeah.
come to my room and do it," because Julie wouldn't let me do that. She's like, "Let," and I'm like, "JR, come do that." And of course, he never made it to our room. But you know, overall, so we left on Saturday morning at 04. Don't ask me why we left at 04. That's just the time Julie picked. You know, the boss says, "Hey, we're leaving at this time. We're leaving." So we packed. I had the car packed the night, but right before we left, I had it packed. So we went to sleep, got up, had no struggles getting the kids up. We're like, hey, time to go. They come down the steps, got in the car, and went right back to sleep. Julie and I got on the road, and we made it to New Orleans, and we were at the Hyatt um, Convention Center down there, close to the port. Nice room. It was awesome. I loved it. And then we got to do some traveling. We went around the French Quarter a little bit and stuff because you know we got there on Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon ish, and we got to wasn't supposed to get on the boat till the next morning, so we were able to do some traveling. We went to this little taco spot where for dinner, and it was pretty neat. Now, granted, the kids didn't want to get out in the French Quarter after dark. I'm like, come on, we can go, and they're like, no, we don't want to go.
Yeah.
Um, so we did. We drove down Bourbon Street. We went into the French Quarter, saw some above ground cemeteries that Grace wanted to see and stuff like that. And then we got on the boat. And I will tell you, Julie was watching the weather the whole time. She was like, "Oh, we're going to get rain in this port. We're going to get rain in this port." She's like, "Oh, it's just going to be terrible." We were so blessed that we had great days of
What was
weather.
she using to watch the weather?
Some radar app that she has.
Wow.
Uh,
So Troy's wife was watching the weather too, but using the Weather Channel app.
okay.
It's not accurate. You
Yeah.
have to go to their local weather
Yeah.
to see how accurate it really is. Because even though like it may show precipitation down that far, you have to go to like the local,
Yeah.
just say Belize, right? Weather and figure out what's going to be. And that's going to be your most accurate.
Yeah. Big shout out to Hard Corner over here on TikTok. It's another podcast out there. I think it's a Leo, if I remember it correctly, I think it's a Leo podcast called Hard Corner. So go give them a follow on TikTok and all other streaming platforms. But no, so we get on the boat, we do our sail away, and then we got a sea day before we get to our first uh, trip, which was Cozumel. Um, Great. It was warm, but it wasn't unbearable. Now granted, you know me and my disdain for sand.
Yeah.
Because when we got there, we were like, "Hey, we want to be by the pool," and he goes, "No, no, I got you down here. You come down this way." And then you walk down this boardwalk that they built, and it goes along, parallel with the beach and water. He goes, "Oh, you guys are at this table here." And I'm like, "Bro, it's in the sand. I don't want to be in the sand. I want to be by the pool." And needless to say, well, that didn't happen. They put us over there, and I stayed in the main pool, and I had to go back to that table to order food.
Yeah.
And I had water shoes on. Now, the water shoes that I had bought has the holes underneath so water can drain out. Well, I didn't think about it. The sand can also come in through those holes, and the beach has like small seashells that have been
Mhm.
broken up and stuff, and they were getting up in there, sticking the bottom of my feet, and I was so mad. Um, I told Julie, I said, "I'm just staying at the pool. Come get me." And then, of course, she came up there. The water was in the pool. The water was amazing. The girls came up and hung out, and our other two friends wanted to hang out in the beach. Now, I did wind up getting into the ocean. I took my water shoes off and trekked my happy butt into the ocean there. And then we got back on the boat. Had a sea day, and then we went to Belize, and we went to a private island outside of Belize. So we didn't go into the main port of Belize, but we did go to a little private island. And here's the funny thing: we got friends here in Mount Washington that went on a different cruise line. We actually met in Belize and didn't know that we were going to see them there. So we got to hang out with them for a little while. That little private island had a lot of seaweed that was growing on the bottom of the on the ocean floor. It's one of those things. It's like, I mean, I got up to water to about here, and I was treading water a little bit, but I still.
So you're like 5 feet out.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much 5 feet out. But it was amazing. Like, the water was crystal clear. I saw some fish swim by. I mean, literally from like here to 6 feet in front of me, there was fish swimming. And it was just great, great little island. I didn't even think about asking if I could go fishing, on the island. I should have, but I didn't even think about it. And then after that cruise, or after that, we got back on the water ferry back to the boat, sea day to Roatán, and Roatán, we got off the boat and Porta Mayaya, or however you say it. We had the chairlift, and it took us over to the little beach area, private island kind of sort of thing. And we had this, we paid for the Blue Lagoon, which is a sectioned off, and it has cabanas, and then it had beach chairs. But the good thing about it, it wasn't where everybody else was. So it was just, there was maybe 30 or 40 people in this area, and we had our own little private swimming area. So it wasn't too packed, which is what I like. I don't like being around the big crowds. And after that, we got back on the boat, and 2 sea days back, and then got back yesterday afternoon, or yesterday evening around 7. Was off today. So overall, it was a great trip. So today I got to mow my grass before the rain came. So I was able to mow the grass. I didn't weed eat, but I did get to mow the grass. Then the rain came, and then so now I got to weed eat tomorrow. But overall, it was a great trip. Had a great time.
Yeah. The heat sucked, right? It's whatever. And I took a cold shower every single night just to bring my temperature down of my body temperature.
Yeah.
But I already told, and of course I was over there for Father's Day, and I already told the boys, I'm like, what are you going to do next year to top that? Yeah.
No, what are you going to do?
Like, we're not taking you back to Europe. That's not happening.
Well, hey, you know what? You can go with me. How about that? Because I don't know if Julie's going to want to go do the things that I want to do over there, like this kind of what you did. I definly want to go over there.
Like I said, we did 6 or 7 cemeteries. There was 2 that we were not supposed to do. But I looked at Troy. I'm like, hey, how far is this one out of the way going back to your place? And he's like, oh, it's only a half hour. I'm like, well, if you don't mind, can we just detour there? And we actually detoured to 2.
Nice.
We went to the Ardennes Cemetery, and then we went to the cemetery, the Netherlands American Cemetery in Memorial. And then on the way back from there, he's like, hey, I want to detour to this other spot because I've not been here yet. And it's a little town. I want to say the town was Best, Best. And there was a battle.
Isn't that in a movie?
I think so. I don't know. But the town of Best, there's a bunch of bridges and stuff, and the Americans' job was to take out the bridges and defend the town. And there was I gotta look up his name.
I think there's a
I think it's
movie
Joe
about
Mann.
Best.
I think it's Joe Mann. Yeah. So PFC Joe Mann posthumously earned the Medal of Honor during World War II. And I guess that was the first area liberated in the Netherlands in World War II. But the town and the town's people have made a monument and a memorial, and they do a celebration every year for this American, private first class.
Yeah.
Um,
Wasn't it the 101st
I don't remember. I
that
don't.
they parachuted into the town or something, if I remember correctly?
Yeah, I
I
don't.
think they did. I think they did make a movie because I remember hearing something about uh, PFC Man and the town of Best. But I can't. I mean, I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. I've been blown up a couple of times. My brain doesn't work right half the time, and that's why I got to look at friggin' notes all the time while we're doing the show.
Right.
But no, it was an amazing trip, and again, it's just when you're walking, when you go to Arlington, right, or some of the state cemeteries here, they didn't die there. You
Right.
know what I mean? They're laid to rest there, and you know they're all heroes in some way, shape, or form, right? They all serve their nation. They're part of that 7% that has served our nation. But when you're walking in the cemeteries over there and you're hearing the pigeons and the doves and the sound of your footsteps, and that's all you're hearing. You're not hearing planes, you're not hearing cars, you're not hearing all this other noise that's out there. Like you hear. I mean, you go to Arlington, you hear it all because the highway's right there. You've got the
Planes.
airport that's right there. People talking. You don't have that in the cemeteries over there. And again, like the Netherlands Cemetery, the Ardennes Cemetery, the Argonne Cemetery, they're out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's I think 2.5 hours from Paris to Belize,
Yeah.
and in your backcountry road for the most part.
Yeah.
There's nothing. And they
did-
don't start eating dinner until 7 damn o'clock every night. Let me tell you that. So
So
you can go get a drink, you can get an appetizer, but you can't get a damn meal until it's 7 o'clock.
Oh, see, I learned that when I was on ship. When I did my med float, we were in Brindisi, Italy, and we were, we of course we had to be back on boat at a certain time, and we're like, hey, let's go get dinner before we go back to the boat. Nope, wasn't serving, and you go in and get a beer, appetizer, or whatever, but you can't get dinner until after 7 o'clock their time, and it's just like, bro, we need to, we were 3 hours away from the boat. We had to be back. We were like, we ain't got time.
And it's
Now,
a 2 to 3 hour ordeal for dinner.
yeah,
They rush people in and out.
Yeah,
That's their time to freaking converse and discuss the day and what's happening tomorrow and Aunt Betty and this, that, and the other. And it's like, I just want my food. Let me order. Like they come and take your drink and they bring it back. And then you're halfway done, 3/4 way down your drink. No free refills, by the way. You got to pay for your other.
you gotta
for
pay
another
for them,
drink. Then they take your food order. And then the food comes out and you sit there and eat. And I eat pretty quick. And you sit there and you sit there and you sit there. And then they come and ask if you want dessert.
yeah,
They have dessert out. And that's gone for like 15 minutes. Then they come and say, you want coffee? Coffee? Tea? Coffee? Cappuccino?
yeah.
It's like 3 hours later, you're still sitting in the damn restaurant. And it's like, man, it's past my bedtime.
Yeah, it's like, holy.
And the portions aren't any smaller. Don't let them lie to you. Don't freaking let them lie to you.
No, they're big portions.
It's healthier. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's way healthier. But the portion size, dude, I for lunch, I ordered a brat, like meal. And the brat was every bit of friggin' 14 inches long, friggin' that big around.
Yeah.
That big around. My friggin' thing of sauerkraut was bigger than a softball. and then home skillet potatoes. And I'm like, you expect me to eat all that for lunch?
Oh yeah, I mean
You know?
they eat like that every day, but like you said, over there, you know, the ingredients that they have might have like 6 or 7 ingredients, where here you might
Yeah.
have 14 to 20, and it's just like so it definitely is
There's not 57 ingredients in their Heinz ketchup, I'm gonna tell you that right now. It's like 6, and it's
right.
very vinegar heavy.
Yeah, yeah. And then people don't understand when you go to foreign countries like that, what like, if you go in let's say you went into
Yeah.
McDonald's, right? Um, and you ordered a Big Mac. Their Big Mac sauce is not like our Big Mac sauce here.
No,
Uh,
but it looks like the damn pitcher.
yes, it does look
I
like
will
the
give them
picture.
that. They all their food on their menu will look like the pitcher,
Yeah,
unlike here.
yeah, yeah. So I do wanna talk about the 4th of July a little bit because you were busy on the 4th, I was busy on the 4th,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
weren't
Well,
I
you
was
were
on a
busy driving.
well, I was on the boat. I was still on the boat during the 4th of July. Uh, so they had, on the boat, on the Carnival Liberty, they had a military appreciation gathering,
Yep,
at 10 a.m. in the morning. So
yep.
Julie and I
So
got
you
up.
guys did it on the 4th? 'Cause
Yes.
it your see? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, so they did it on the 4th, so Julie and I got up, got breakfast that morning, and then we went to the military appreciation, and, of course, they had the Army guys there, they had Navy guys, we had one Space Force guy, but he
Really?
would
We haven't
but
had one yet.
but he did not want to stand up and be recognized, uh, so, and Gabe, the cruise director, kept pointing him out, and he said, "Space Force?" And finally, the guy did stand up, but they did the Army first,
Yep.
and then they sang the fight song, the first few verses of the Army fight song. Then they did the Marines, and 6 of us stood up. Here's what's gonna this irked me a little bit, okay? When I hear the Marine Corps hymn, I stand at a position of attention because
Yep.
that's what you're supposed to do. The jarheads that were in there, of course, there was a couple of Vietnam era jarheads, and there was some uh, in between me and them, put it this way, other Marines that were in there. The other ones were not standing at a position of attention, dude, I got so irked that, but I didn't say anything. Like, I wanted to say something, but I was like, I wanted to bring out the knife hand, but I didn't. Uh, and then, so they did that for all the branches, and then, they gave us a military 250 Carnival pin that you can wear. Um, I think I have it upstairs on my lanyard. That's why I don't have it down here with me. But the cool thing is uh, there were what? Maybe they were mason jar. Okay, Frank. All right, Frank. But the cool thing was, you get to see, all these other guys from different branches and stuff, and then you had your veteran supporters that were there. Well, earlier in the cruise, I had met this couple from Texas. They do a lot of cruising. They have a Facebook page. It's called Twisted Traveling Texas Twosome. Amy and Paul. They gave me this little. It's like a poker chip kind of sorta. It says thank you for your service, and then on the back it's got their QR code that you can go. It's got their name and stuff on it, and that was pretty cool. I met them in an elevator, and they were like, "Oh, you're a veteran," and they handed me that. And then while I was in the military appreciation, there were some other folks in there that was handing out challenge coins. So this is one of them. I'm hoping it'll focus in on that. There we go. Uh, which is, I think it's super cool, like the way it's done.
Yeah.
And then I got this one as well. Now this one I think I've seen like online and stuff of that nature. Like, it was one of that was mass produced, but it was still pretty cool, that they were there handing them out. And then this one's for
Yeah.
250. So I thought it was super cool, that they were there. So I'm gonna add those. They're gonna go up here on this one. Still in the works of doing a new challenge coin holder. Just because one of these days I might get enough coins like Gunny. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know if I'll ever catch up to him, but maybe.
Yeah,
So,
I've had
but I will
I've had
tell
a few
you,
last show.
I did wind up adding up McDill and the other Air Force base that we went to right there. I did wind up getting those and putting them on. Uh, I will tell you, when I called Carnival, I had to call them for something because the way Carnival is set up under for my account, instead of just being David Willis, it's got David Willis Jr., so they couldn't find me properly. So had to call in. And I told the lady that, hey, I'm a veteran. And she goes, oh, well, when you get on the boat, make sure you give them you go to the guest services, tell them that you're a veteran, make sure it's on your account. Well, I get on the boat and this lady, she was wearing a white shirt. She's one of the higher ranking boat people. Um, she was there was a bunch of people standing in line. She came by and I was telling her, hey, I'm in line because I'm supposed to check on my veteran status. She goes, oh, well, we don't do anything veteran stuff. And I'm like, well, what are you talking about? She goes, we don't do that. So that kind of really irked me. And I was trying to tell her, I said, well, the people on Carnival, the phone
Yeah.
said to do this when I got, oh, well, we don't do that. And then I got into that military appreciation, uh, and they played the video of Christine Dutton,
Yeah.
or Christy Dutton, or whatever her name is, the current and president of
I think
Carnival.
she's the most current past, I think.
Well, she's current, I think. And her whole family is veterans. She's not a veteran, but her whole family is. And then they hire a lot of veterans to work for Carnival, and they got the Heroes Tribute Bar and stuff all on Carnival now. And she goes, we're very veteran friendly. And I'm like, well, that ain't what your lady just told me, earlier this trip. So I'm gonna reach out to her and be like, I don't remember the lady. I don't remember the lady I talked to. She was of a foreign national. I don't know where she was from, but she's definitely was not American. Which I'm not
I
knocking
would have
that.
just stayed in line anyway and just friggin' gone through and told them.
I should have, but I got me. I got a little hot headed, and Julie's like, we got to go. So she pulled me out of line, and then I wanted to go back and when I did go back to ask for my fan and my extension cord, that's who I got when I went back. So
No,
I couldn't talk to anybody there because I was going to mention it, and then I got her, and I was like, I was so mad at myself. But anyway, I'm gonna reach out to Miss Christine with Carnival and see about getting her on the show, and tell her story because I think she's got an amazing story with having her dad and her. I think she's got a couple nephews that are currently serving
yeah.
and nieces that are currently serving, uh,
Now there's some uncles
and the things that Carnival has done or is doing for veterans. Because I remember when I first started cruising, you really didn't hear Carnival say anything about being a veteran or anything of that nature. So I think in the last 5, 6 years, 8 years, however long, I think they've slowly, because they've added the Heroes Tribute Bar, which wasn't on there before. I think they had a little section for veterans, but it wasn't the Heroes Tribute
well,
Bar.
and they do a heroes tea or heroes meet. Like they do a coffee thing like 2 or
Yeah.
3 times throughout the cruise as well.
Yeah.
Like a little lunch brunch thing.
Yeah.
Toast
Well, they
points.
had a heroes lunch for 4th of July at the steakhouse. I didn't wind up going to that. I forget I forget what we were doing, but Frank, you know what? Frank should be on here commentating.
Right. Jeez.
But no, man, I tell you what, it was much needed. Now, granted, we missed a Sunday and a Monday at the beginning of the trip, and then we missed Sunday well, not Monday because we're doing one, but Sunday of this week.
Dude, I was gonna log in, but I'm like, I ain't freaking waking up at 1 o'clock in the morning for this. Shit, I got to fish. I
Yeah,
want
yeah,
fishing. And then the next day it was like, man, we got an all day at travel. Like
yeah.
we were going from France all the way over to Germany. I'm like, do I want to be tired? No.
No, you know what? I probably would have been like, no, you just do your own thing because that's the whole point of taking.
It wouldn't have mattered. I wasn't sleeping anyway. It was too damn hot, man.
I mean, I get that, but still, you were on a trip. You know, now, I do want to ask: did Troy take vacation while you were there, or did he work?
No, both.
Both. He did both. Okay. I wasn't for sure if he was working, or if he was not working.
Hit both.
But yeah, I need to reach out to him and see. Julie might want to go. I don't know. I don't know if she would go because she don't really know Troy. But you know, I could say, hey, this is his credentials, and it might make her feel safe. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? But I definitely want to hopefully maybe plan that trip for next year. To because I don't know how long he's going to be there.
He's got another year and a half ish.
Yeah,
maybe two.
So you might be going back with me.
Maybe two.
Yeah, you might be going back with me. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I got home, and I think 3 days later I was on the road.
Yeah,
I've not stopped. You know, yeah, I had vacation. I say I had vacation, but we were moving every day. Like we were out and doing. It's not like we didn't sit down to relax. The only time we sat to relax is when we were eating or driving in the car.
Yeah.
That was it. I mean, we were on the move. But no, my 4th of July I spent in upper Wisconsin, like almost to the UP, like an hour and a half away from the UP. We got a gig to jump into a rodeo up there. First night was good, you know, but like maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes after my dude landed, man, like quarter-inch, half-inch raindrops just friggin' it was bad. And then the next day was the 4th of July, and we're like, oh, you know, it's gonna be wet. I'm gonna have to take everything back and wash it. The grounds crew for this rodeo had that place bone dry.
Oh, dang.
By the time the rodeo wasn't until 7:30.
Yeah.
Each night. So the sun came out probably midday and just beat on it. And the organizer thought she was going to have the fire department come out and wet it down because it got so dry. Now, but there's still enough moisture in the bottom portion of it. But yeah, we got to see some broncs, we got to see some bulls, we got to see some team roping, we got to see some breaking, we got to see some barrel racing, some cattle wrestling.
Nice.
I mean, it's not PBR, right? But
yeah.
I mean, all these young men and women. I mean, they had people from Tennessee, Kentucky, Mississippi, and of course the surrounding states. But only 3 bull riders. But there were, I think, 6 rodeos within a 2-hour radius from where we were.
And a lot of those amateur rodeo personnel that haven't made it to that professional level, they go where the money is.
And there was a few. They did a couple of the females that did, they did the barrel racing. They also did the breakouts. I want to say there was 2 or 3 that were going to schools on scholarship for rodeo.
Oh yeah. It's definitely it's fun when you get involved in the rodeo. I remember back when I was younger, we did some barrel racing and stuff of that nature. And one of my close friends, he's actually a rodeo clown. He's not with PBR, but he's on one of the smaller circuits, and he did rodeo when we were growing up, and he's been with it for a really long time, and it's pretty neat to see, you know, that whole aspect and what they do. I mean, especially during like 4th of July when they have rodeos. I mean, they go all out.
Yeah.
Some of your bigger, smaller venues, like your Cheyenne, and like that.
Yeah.
That's your big ones. But your smaller ones that they go all out for the people that are there. And this one with being 250,
Small town.
yeah,
They had the parade was at 2, and then I want to say at 10 o'clock they had stuff at the park. 2 o'clock the parade started, and then right after the parade finished, they had more stuff back at the park, and then rodeo started at 7:30. We didn't get it done until almost 10. Then fireworks were at 10. I mean, they had stuff throughout the entire day for that community. And it was small community, but I mean, we drove down to eat breakfast, I think at 8, and people had already put their lawn chairs and folding chairs and everything on the sidewalk. This is my
yeah,
spot. Nobody better move my stuff. One granny was out there, man, 2 hours prior to the parade, and I'm like, because we had to go over for a meeting um, at noon, and she was already sitting there, and I'm like, she told the family, we're gonna get our spot. Nobody's
oh
getting
yeah.
and that's where they sat. We got done with the meeting a little bit after 1, and Granny was in that same spot, man. She'd been
Yeah, oh yeah, man, I tell you, especially in small towns. I know when we have little parades here in Mount Washington and stuff, like we do the fall festival, the spring festival, and we do light up Mount Washington, and people, dude, they line up, they get there super early, set up their chairs and canopies and along the side of the road, and it's fun, man. I'm working so Shepherdsville just held their second annual Vietnam Veterans Day parade. We were instrumental in getting that started in Shepherdsville. We are working on a Veterans Day parade in Shepherdsville as well. Now, the big city of Louisville has their Veterans Day parade, but the small town like Louisville,
yeah,
or in Shepherdsville, Mount Washington doesn't have one. Now they did at one time, I believe, but they haven't had one in a really long time. I mean, I've been in Mount Washington for 14, 15 years now, and they've never had one since I've lived here. But we're trying to get it. We're trying to get Bullitt County to be more veteran friendly. So, I mean, that's why we bring in the Vietnam Traveling Wall with the Cost for Freedom tribute.
yeah,
That's coming back into town September 17th through the 20th here in Mount Washington. The year after, the year after should be back in Shepherdsville. So, just trying to get things more veteran friendly here, and they did. So I noticed while I was gone, I was looking at the Mount Washington page. They did a Liberty Tree monument, uh, and they did a time capsule in the bottom of it, which I didn't know was
Hmm.
happening. So I'm gonna go see what it says. But they had guys dressed up in Civil War era military attire, and stuff of that nature. So I'm gonna have to go check it out and see what it's all about, because I know the veteran memorial that we have here in the city of Mount Washington is a disappointment. Um, they did upgrade it a little bit, but it's still a disappointment.
yeah,
It's just you'd have to see it to believe it. It's one of those things. It's like that's a slap in the face to all our brothers and sisters that paid the ultimate sacrifice, and you're going to have a monument here for veterans. It just yeah, it's a one of those subjects that's like I don't want to really talk about it. But anyway, Gunny, You know what time it is? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right, hold on. I'm not. Oh man. Oh, I think we're a little discombobulated. All right, you
I'm
ready?
tired still, man. I'm still on European time.
Right. Here we go.
Gunny's Words of Wisdom.
You will learn more from your failures than you will your successes.
Ooh. Say it again for those in the back.
You will learn more from your failures than you will your successes.
You will learn more from your failures. That's powerful because that is so true. Uh, uh,
What the
yeah.
mother
So
love?
my wife is commenting. So the Girl Scouts are so the
Oh, are they
Girl
going
Scouts
through
are trying to do a community project. No,
Oh,
no, no. So what she's talking about is the Girl Scouts were trying to do some community projects. The city of Mount Washington said, "Oh, well, if you want, you can redo the Veterans Memorial." So, our next door neighbor across the street, her daughter is in the Girl Scout troop, and she's one of the leaders of the platoon. So she came up to me and she goes, "Hey, what would you like to see at the Veterans Memorial?" And I was like, "What Veterans Memorial?" She goes, "The one we have here in town." That's how recognizable this is a Veterans Memorial, right? And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" So I drove up there. Literally, it was one little stone, and it had a flagpole with a rock, and on the flagpole it had American flag, POW flag. Oh no, it didn't even have a POW flag. It had the American flag, the state flag, and the city flag on this flagpole, right? And that's all it had. And then on the statue, it had all the emblems, and it had some wording on there. But dude, if you drove by it, you wouldn't know it was a veterans memorial, right? So
yeah.
she came over and she's like, What would you like to see on it?" So I drove up there, met her there. And I was like, dude, this is so disrespectful. And I gave her all kinds of ideas of what they had a budget of $10,000 that the city wanted to spend on upgrading the Veterans Memorial. I was like, well, first off, if this is a Veterans Memorial, you need to get rid of the state flag and you need to get rid of um, the city of Mount Washington flag. I said, have the American flag, POW flag, and if you have a chance, add extra flag poles with all the other branch flags on it, which could have been done in the little area that it's there. And I said, you could also do bricks. And here's a way to raise money for your Girl Scout troops
Some
is you
bricks.
sell bricks with people with names of, fallen family members from Mount Washington and put it up there in the memorial. So, she took this all up to the city, and uh, the city pretty much denied everything that she asked to do. And I will tell you, they probably out of that $10,000 budget they had, they probably spent $1,000 refurbing the Veterans Memorial. So, needless to say, it's a sore subject. So yeah, they had a $10,000 budget, but only spent $1,000 to revamp it. And I will, if I can find the pictures, Gunny, I will send them to you later
Yeah.
because you would be like, what the actual F is going on here? Because it was terrible. Yeah, I'm getting a little heated talking about it right now.
Mm. Yeah.
All right, let's move on before I get a little mad.
It's time for the joke of the day.
Why does the military plant trees every year?
Why does the military plant trees every year? I don't know.
To grow the infantry. Yeah, where's that sound at, Gunny? You didn't have the sound ready, man. You didn't have it ready.
I did it.
Where's it at?
Gone.
Gong. Do it again. All right. Anyway, it's that time of night, Gunny. You got things to do. I do want to show you something that I'm working on.
She said,
Well,
said,
Lord have mercy. Jesus. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank
Sure.
you. So, Gunny, I know fishing is your reset. So I'm working on a new design. Let's see. Image. Not none of those. Oh, where am I at? Let's see. Which one is it? 103733. Let's see if you like this. I'm working on this design. For a shirt design.
Yeah.
And when I took off the HomeFront SitRep logo, I pretty much took everything off of it.
Take that damn bass off there and put a real fish.
Julie, her comment. So you want to change the bass to a different image?
Yeah.
Do it like a walleye or something?
Something.
All right.
Something aggressive, not a friggin' bass. You might as well put a friggin' sunfish on that thing.
All right. I'll do like a tuna or something. Yeah. On a little John boat catching a tuna.
Hey, whatever. Friggin' kayak, tuna fishing on the kayak.
Oh, heck,
Let
man.
pull you around.
So Julie's mad that I'm not showing any vacation photos.
Who you see photos?
Right?
Here's the
Shark.
fish.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. Julie said that a shark.
Hey, I'm good with that too.
That's what we're gonna do June next year, shark and tuna fishing, right? New Jersey? New Jersey?
Jersey, yep.
All right, Gunny. This is you, my friend.
Huh? Oh, shoot. I forgot we still got a show. You're not alone. You still have worth. You still have value. Don't let the dark days win. You don't have to be a product of your surroundings.
In the silence of your struggles, remember, though unseen, you are deeply held in the hearts of others. You are not alone. The uniform may come off, but the bond remains. And together we heal, together we rise, and together we carry each other forward. And the key word there is together. Together we heal, together we rise, together we carry each other forward. If we don't do that as a community, as a veteran community, or as a community in whole, then we're going to be stuck in the same rut that we're always stuck in. And then be someone stranger. Listen, ladies and gents, we as humans, we're more apt to talk to a complete stranger than the ones we love the most. You can ask my wife if she's down here commenting right now. For the longest time, I wouldn't tell her much about my military service, but if I was talking with another veteran or a complete stranger, I would open up a lot more easier. And the reason being is because I wanted to protect her and my children from my demons. And I do realize now that without them knowing my demons, it was hurting the relationship as well. So be someone stranger. And what I mean by that is if you're out and about and you see somebody and it looks like they're having a bad day, go up to them, say, "Hey, how are you doing?" And if they give you the red flags, "I'm okay, I'm hanging in there, I'm living the dream," ask the next hard question. How are you really doing? Be ready for that conversation, though. It could be a 5-minute conversation. It could be an 8-hour conversation. You have to be ready for it and just listen. Don't try to fix them. Just listen. Because sometimes Gunny or myself or whoever might just need to get it out. And you never know. You might be the one that saved that person's life. You never know. So Be someone stranger and ask the next hard question. How are you really doing?
Yeah, and it takes a village, like Willis said earlier. We can't do this alone. We may think we can, but we can't. Use your resources, use your people around you. I mean, you've got so many different platforms and so many great podcasts to listen to or reach out to. And then your number one resource is right here. Open up your phone, open up your contacts, blindly scroll through, hit one, do that cell phone roulette. Just tell them you need, an ear, or maybe they need to hear your voice.
Amen. All right, time for community partners. Up first, we have sofmissions.org. You want to talk about it, Gunny?
Yeah, SOF Missions out of Tampa, Florida. I can't say it enough how great this organization is, and they put the veteran first, the individual first. Everything that you do through their program is tailored to you, the veteran. Willis and I went to their 5-day clinic, the Be Resilient Clinic. We did individual one-on-one stuff. We did some golf lessons. We ate chow together every single day. 365-day care after the program's over with, if you choose to. They do a 30, 60, 90-day follow-up. Your supplements, once you need a refill, you let them know. They send them to you. But yeah, great organizations. Check them out, sofmissions.org. It's not just for veterans. They do cater to first responders as well. When you fill out the application, it's under the branch section. You'll see Army, Marine Corps, Navy, blah, blah. And at the very bottom, police, fire, EMS.
Amen. Up next is heroesmediagroup.com. Adam Bird and his team has created an amazing platform for us as veterans. There's a whole plethora of veteran podcasts on there. So Behind the Firewall, where they talk about computer related stuff. There's the Shay Sparks show. There's so many great shows within Heroes Media Group and everything else that he does for us as veterans. So check out heroesmediagroup.com. That's heroesmediagroup.com. Up next is reacheacrossamerica.org/radio. This is Reach Across America Radio. HomeFront SitRep has been on there now for a little over 2 years. You can find us on Thursday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern on reacheacrossamerica.org/radio, or you can download the iHeartRadio app, TuneIn app, or Odyssey app and search the word Reese, and you can find Reach Across America Radio there. Up next is sameflagsameoath.com. I can't say enough about Matt and Becky Johnson. Becky, in her own right, is an amazing artist. You can go to her website, BeckyJoeArt.com, I believe, and that's JOH Art, Becky Joe Art. But they partner with nonprofits from around the country, a small veteran-owned T-shirt company. They make hats. They make a little bit of everything. Gunny's wearing one of their shirts right now. Or you can, let's see, do I have it here? Where is it? There we go. Or you can go and to our link, which I'll put up here in a minute, and get one of our shirts from sameflagsameoath.com right there on the screen. Multiple color options available. I am going to be probably doing some interchanging once we see what shirt's selling, which shirt's not selling. I know the Red Friday shirt will always be on there. The Marine It Down shirt might come and go. I don't know yet. But there's going to be some other shirts that's going to be coming and going. We'll just see what sells, what don't sell, and what you guys like. If you have any recommendations on some shirts that you'd like to see, shoot me an email at homefrontsitrep@gmail.com, and we can check that out. Up next EliteEngraving24.com. Gunny is wearing one of the hats. I'm wearing one of the hats. Gunny's got two hats right there that he's showing. The HomeFront SitRep hat, red patch for Remember Everyone Deployed. So check out EliteEngraving24.com. This is a small veteran-owned husband and wife veterans here in Campbellsburg, Kentucky, in between Gunny and myself, actually. And man, they are quick to respond. So you can find them on Facebook and they respond really, really quickly. And man, you give them your ideal. Like Gunny's got a hat. I don't know if it's available, but it's a Warrior Honor Cruise that is purple carbon fiber. That is fire. That one right there. Yeah. Yeah. And you know, Gunny had an ideal and then black on black. So and man, he's got all kinds of hats. He's ate up with it. April's gonna cut his card, I think. Because he's got like 18 million
You
hats.
know, they don't just do hats.
I know they do.
They do. I'm gonna get some koozies. The Mogadishu Mile koozie.
They do laser engraving on glass, metal, you name it, they can do it. Yeah, wood, barrel heads, they do barrel heads. So EliteEngraving24.com. That's EliteEngraving24.com. Up next,
Valor Coins and Pins, owned and operated by Brent and Brian Casey. They are the grandsons of the late Herschel Woody Williams, who's a Medal of Honor recipient from World War II. Again, anything you need, challenge coin wise, pin wise, metal wise, poker chip wise, reach out to Brent and Brian, give them your idea. They'll give you a computer rendering. Do not order until that computer rendering is 100% to your satisfaction. They don't charge an artwork fee. They don't charge a fee for the number of colors you use. The die fee is the same price from 3 inches all the way down to 1 inch. The only additional cost with the bigger coin is your shipping cost. And a portion of the proceeds from every coin ordered through Valor Coins and Pins goes to benefit the Herschel Woody Williams Foundation to help install Gold Star Memorial monuments across the nation.
yes, they are amazing.
RDC Shoes, owned by former law enforcement officer and Marine Darren Davis. Right now, they have the Patriot and the Glory. Both shoes are red, white, and blue. The Glory is red and white with a blue tongue. The Patriot is blue with the stars with a red and white tongue. Each one has a different nonprofit tied to it. The Herschel Woody Williams Foundation for the Patriot and the Folds of Honor for the Glory. So a portion of each of those shoes go to those nonprofits. And what's also cool is you get a hero card with every shoe order. And the hero card is of a Medal of Honor recipient and their citation.
Amen. And I will tell you, I took my Patriots on cruise with me, and I wore them every day except for Friday, which I wore my red shoes for Red Friday, and I actually wore my Red Friday shirt as well. I will tell you, I had so many people compliment my shoes. And they're like, "Hey, where did you get these shoes?" And I was like, RDCshoes.com. Hopefully they go buy them. I'm hoping. So check out RDCshoes.com. We need to get Darren back on here and have him back on for a follow-up.
And RDC Shoes and Valor Coins and Pins are also a America 250 authorized dealers.
Yeah. Last but not least, check out HomeFrontSitRep.com. We have our merch section up there, so you can click on merch. But we also have all these great veteran business owners, veteran nonprofits, authors, business owners, singers, all listed on our website there at HomeFront SitRep. It does need to be updated. I'm probably gonna have to get my other knee redone so I can update the website. So check out HomeFrontSitRep.com. Or if you are a web designer and you got some free time and you want to do some volunteer work on a veteran podcast website, hit me up because I need some help some days. So, but other than that, my friend, it's that time of night, Gunny.
Yeah, man.
All right. Like we always say on HomeFront SitRep, stay safe out there.
We got your 6.
Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this show.
Suggestions and comments are always welcome.
Cannot wait to have another great show with y'all.
Don't forget you can find HomeFront SitRep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Stay safe out there. I got your 6.